you have a lot of, issues with the DMK. What exactly are these, and maybe these will be your points when you're campaigning too. So, what will be your chief issues against the DMK government?
Okay, you said I have a lot of issues. I will name a few.
Yeah, sure.
Then tell me whether they are my issues or whether you share in
you
them.
raised a lot of issues.
Whether you share in them,
Okay.
or whether these are these are points that apply to common man of Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
Right? Let us start with the most fundamental requirement to live your life in peace. Is there safety in the state today? What is the
Tamil Nadu is supposed to be one of the safest places in India.
That was Orgalathala at one time.
Under the
Ahmed regime
rates and all that.
So now tell me, now you're talking about past facts, you're talking about history. It was once upon a time, right? Once upon a time is a nice, in the mists of time lost somewhere 5 years ago. So today, it is a fact that there is no safety on the streets for the common person. Not just violence against women, violence against children, violence against those who are weaker, violence against the aged. There was this, again, that's been hushed up now, where older people, elderly people who owned their own properties in certain parts of the state were systematically attacked to the point where they were at times even bludgeoned to death so their property could be grabbed. Right? Right down to sexual crimes against aged elderly women, even women in the 80s, right from children. There is no safety. Today there's no safety. There's no guarantee that you send your children out, they're going to come back safe. There's no guarantee that your daughter goes to college or to work and she comes back safe.
Okay, but these are basically allegations.
Really?
And, these happen
Really?
No, I'm not trying to justify.
No. You would really say this an allegation?
The rape case happened during.
No, please, no. Please, let's come back what you said.
Yeah.
So, what did I say that was an allegation?
No, I'm saying
months-old baby getting sexually
that's not an allegation.
Assaulted, and 83-year-old grandmother being sexually assaulted.
Saying that crime.
No, please, no. Yeah, that is what I would like to hear from you. If you, being in this position, right, of so much responsibility and power, as a media person, anchor who's leading multiple conversations like we're having, if you are going to sit in front of your camera that gives you so much power to reach the people, and you say that these are allegations, where people,
no, I'm saying the government's involvement
and lives. Oh, please.
Yeah, that's what.
Then whose responsibility is it then?
It's the responsibility to
whose responsibility is it?
The responsibility to police.
Then?
That happens. But then Pollachi rape case happened during.
Let us talk about this. Pollachi rape case happened.
Where Anna University rape case also happened.
Hang on. You must give me a chance to talk.
Sure, absolutely.
So Pollachi rape case, what happened after that? When that broke, when that came out, what happened? What did the chief minister do?
The case was taken up. It was tried.
What did he do? When did he do? What was required for it to be done? How soon did he take effect? When did he move it out to a neutral investigating agency so that there would be absolutely no impact or no even an idea of an influence of the local government? Tell me the timeline of that. How did that happen? Who did that?
No, there was talk of an AIADMK functionary also being part of the thing.
That's what I'm saying. It does not. That's what
AIADMK getting away with it.
No. That's what I'm saying. Because there should not be any allegation of all of that. The CM, Edappadi, he was the one that gave it to an external agency for investigation. Precisely because he did not want any of this kind of either impact or speculation coming in.
To crop up later.
Right? So, is that not somebody who's over and above being a political or a party leader? Is that not the act of someone who's a responsible leader of the people? Who's a custodian of the people's safety and welfare?
Okay.
Right? So, in contrast, tell me, you're talking about the Anna University thing. What happened?
Anna University, he was convicted again. He was tried and
but what happened? What did it take for it to get to that point? And how many loopholes are left in that? What are the lacunae in that? You're just talking about one issue. Now, I'm talking about the multiples like this that have been reported, that have not been reported, that have been reported and that have been suppressed.
Okay.
And the ultimate responsibility for anything that happens in any relation to governance of a state rests with the government, and as the head of that government, who takes not only the lead but the decision and the direction for everything that happens in the state, rests with the chief minister.
Okay.
Next, let's get to another thing. What about cost of living? Let's talk about electricity bills. Are you comfortable with your electricity bill?
Yeah, electricity.
Are you paying the same thing that you were paying 5 years ago?
But other things, it's all exponentially GST, they are common rates and all that, right?
Let's talk about this. See, if we are privileged, I am not privileged enough to say I have no problem paying my hugely inflated. I don't. I'm a single woman. Whatever I have, however I lead my life, how many of the people's salaries I pay or how many families I take care of, it's out of my own earning, right? So my bill has exploded almost 5 to 10 times.
Okay.
I know. So when I'm feeling it and somebody who's a part of my staff comes and says, Amma, pona maasam 500 ரூபா கட்டணுமா, இந்த மாசம் 1200 ரூபா வந்துச்சுமா, எங்கம்மா போறது?
Okay.
So these are people, you're talking about families for whom it is a horrible squeeze. So are you telling me that this is something that the government has no responsibility for?
No, electricity is certainly the state government.
Yeah, everything. Taxes have gone up. Taxes have gone up. Property taxes have gone up. Other taxes. You name it, it's gone up. There is no way you can even sit in any chair anywhere and say people are comfortable financially.
Okay.
And diametrically opposite to that, there has been no instance of any salary growth. Job creation has been at an all-time low, if not even a negative percentage. We can look into the facts and get that from the economists. Levels of unemployment among educated youth are sky high, which in turn brings
that a national issue, ma'am.
We are talking Tamil Nadu, This is, you're talking about Tamil Nadu. Why do you bring national into it?
No, not being national. We are part of a nation where
this is a state topic. This has been a promise made as part of the election manifesto by this ruling dispensation when they came and asked for people's votes. So why do you bring nation into it? You can bring the global economy also into it.
Yeah, actually,
Mr. Trump does that at the left, right and center. That's a different thing. That
also makes it, yeah.
But what I'm trying to say here is that this is a state. We're talking about Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
You're talking about a state government that has come to power purely on the basis of these promises that they have made to people that are either completely improbable and impractical, that could not under any circumstances be realized or put into action, or they are promises that could have been done but they clearly had no intention of executing or realizing, fulfilling those promises, because they have not done it in 4.5 years.
Okay.
And yet they are having the audacity to come back to the people now and say, innor 5 varsham kudunga, we'll do it next time. So the sheer audacity of that is mind-boggling.
Okay.
So like this, on every index that you look at, you can look at it as a development index. Environmentally, where do we stand? When you look at the civic infrastructure, where do we stand? Even in the so-called most privileged areas in the A centers or the larger cosmopolitan cities, you give me a stretch of more than, say, like a 1 kilometer radius where everything is perfect. I think 1 kilometer radius is really being very optimistic.
Yeah.
You cannot go past 2 traffic signals without falling into either a hole in the road, without having something falling down, without something dug up, without sewage around the place. Have you ever heard of a regime that has managed to create such huge corruption and revenues out of cleaning public toilets?
Okay.
Hundreds of crores out of contracts for cleaning public toilets, and these toilets that in most places do not even exist as toilets, and the rest of them have been filthy, unusable, or even you cannot even get within, say, 50, 100 meters of them.
Okay.
So at what level have these people left the state? At what level have they said, okay, this far, at least here I'll let the people live? Even to the level of public toilets and cleaning of those toilets being, exploited for corruption and, sucking out more money from the exchequer.
Okay.
எதனா விட்டு வச்சிருக்காங்க.
Okay. So corruption is another thing that you'll be talking
about. At every level. It's mind-boggling to the level and to the extreme to which they have, it has pervaded our everyday life. They tout themselves as to be the champion of the undertrodden, the masses, the SC, the
Pro-Dalit,
ST. Yes, pro-Dalit. In this regime, in this last 4.5 years, there's been an exponential increase of crimes against SC, ST and Dalits. Mengai is one incident that is fresh in everyone's mind. Countless others like that. The data is out there. And on an one-to-one basis, when you go out and you talk to people, especially in these communities, you know the kind of atrocities that they're facing.
Okay.
So when the DMK touts this as being the cornerstone of their ideology and their legacy, and this is what they stand for, and this is about reforming society, but this is the reality of who they are. People really need to understand to which extent the lies go, how deep the rot goes. The kidney racket is another one such unimaginable horror. And today, the DMK government is filing an appeal to say that they don't want to give this out to an impartial third entity to be investigated. What is that telling you about this government? What is that telling you about the CM? What is that telling you about their commitment to upholding fair and impartial law and order? This is exactly why I spoke about Edappadi as CM. Immediately, he was the one that gave the investigation to the CBI.
The Pollachi case.
And here, they are going to court to resist that. They are going to court to deny that. Is that not very clear? Is that not black and white? Does that not clearly tell you who and what this government is and what this party is and these leaders and their ideology in truth?